Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of My Journey, the series where I showcase some of my most recent Track of the Day author medals in my ongoing effort to achieve them all. Starting us out in volume number 28 today, we have my 598th author medal, which came on the track Highlands Aquatic Center, which was made by Chris, and it was the Track of the Day on January 3rd of 2026. Highlands Aquatic Center was a mixed track that had an author time of 42.096 seconds, and about 500 players have also achieved this author medal. It took me about 38 minutes to drive it, ending with a time of 42.076 seconds. For the most part, I found this track to be fairly enjoyable, but there are some sections you got to be careful of on this one, and that includes getting gear 5 before the first water bounce. If you don't, you are setting yourself up for what I found to be a pretty awkward and difficult drift. And then the reactor parts section I didn't really care for, especially the water bounce after, I found to be pretty difficult to judge. My 599th author medal came on the track Kinematics, which was made by Josh Talks to Fish, and it was the Track of the Day on December 27th of 2025. Kinematics was an RPG track with an author time of 43.768 seconds, and about 650 players have also achieved this author medal. It took me about 33 minutes to get this one, ending with a time of 43.758 seconds. I have always liked these RPG tracks, and this one was an enjoyable one, but some of the sections on this one just weren't all that well calculated, especially the first quarter pipe jump. You can just have way too much speed for the next two jumps, and the very end of this one, the risky finish, I also had some problems with getting slowdowns on jumping up, so it could have been a little bit better. The next track we have here is Subway Racers, made by Taco, and it was the Track of the Day on December 25th of 2025. Subway Racers was a mixed track that has an author time of 42.648 seconds, and about 2,600 players have this author medal. It took me just 3 minutes to get it, ending with a time of 42.378 seconds. Not really a lot to say about this track. I found it to be pretty straightforward. There were some complaints about slowdowns on dirt ramps, but I did not experience any of that. Granted, I did not play the track for all that long, so that is something you do have to be wary of on this one. There are also, some small reroutes on this one as well, but overall a unique and interesting track. My 601st author medal came on the track Cool Party, which was made by Vanilla Mapping, and it was the Track of the Day on December 23rd of 2025. Cool Party is a plastic track with an author time of 43.478 seconds, and about 1,800 players have this author medal. It took me 9 minutes to drive this one, ending with a time of 43.412 seconds. Honestly, this was another track where I just don't have a lot to say about it. It's a perfectly fine plastic track. I will say that the track is very white and can be a little bit tough to look at while you're driving. Maybe that is a contributing factor as to why I feel this took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to get the author medal. Granted, 9 minutes isn't all that long, but still longer than I would have liked. Next up, we have the track Innocence, which was created by Mado, and it was the Track of the Day on December 14th of 2025. As you can see, Innocence was a snow car track, and it had an author time of 43.171 seconds. About 900 players have this author medal as well. It took me about 30 minutes to get, ending with a time of 42.847 seconds. It's always a little bit tough for me to judge the alt car tracks, as I'm just not the best at them, though the snow car is probably my best of the alt cars. So for this track, I thought it was good. A couple of tricky parts include that transition here after checkpoint 7, probably the toughest one in my opinion. Also, the drop down after checkpoint 5 can be a bit challenging. My 603rd author medal came on the track Victim to My Brain, which was created by Noxy, and it was the Track of the Day on January 9th of 2026. Victim to My Brain was a plastic track with an author time of 43.241 seconds, and about 2,400 players have this author medal as well. It took me just 3 minutes to get, ending with a time of 46.105 seconds. Going to be another one here that's going to be pretty hard to have an opinion on, as I again did not drive this one for all that long, and that is because, as you can see here, there is a pretty massive cut slash reroute. Didn't do it all that particularly well, but it is what it is. Makes the author here pretty trivial. My 604th author medal came on the track Formula E Tokyo E-Prix, which was made by Florenzius, and it was the track of the day on March 30th of 2024. This Formula E track was a tech track with an author time of 58.558 seconds, and about 900 players have the author medal here. It took me about 20 minutes to get, ending with a time of 58.158 seconds. These Formula E tracks always end up being these kind of scuffed tech tracks, which for me personally aren't all that fun to drive. You have to perform these super awkward drifts with little room to set up, and sometimes the corners are so tight you have to perform neo slides or just release if you are not able to perform those neo slides. So yeah, this track, just like all the other ones, is really not all that enjoyable to drive. And I'd really like to know what they get out of these tracks. I feel like they are kind of just poor promotion for the events that they put on because they just don't drive all that great. For my 605th author medal, we have to go back to October 27th of 2021 with the track Greenwood Fantasy created by Watts the Fox. Greenwood Fantasy is a tech and grass track with an author time of 49.675 seconds, and about 1,400 players have achieved this author medal as well. It took me about 7 minutes to get, ending with a time of 39.36 seconds. I certainly don't think this was the best track in the world, but for the time, I don't think it was really all that bad. The last couple of drifts can be a little bit awkward to perform, but it wasn't the worst offender. I was pretty surprised to see a minus from the community here, as back then, I felt like that is a pretty rare score. Following that, we have yet another older track with Bitterroot created by Rogue Dawn, and it was the track of the day on December 9th of 2021. Bitterroot was a speed fun track with an author time of 46.805 seconds, and about 650 players have achieved this author medal. It took me about 18 minutes to get, ending with a time of 46.65 seconds. I feel like it's been quite some time since we had a track like this, almost a full speed grass track, and we usually get them all the time, and everyone would complain, oh, it's another full speed grass track today. But as for the track itself here, I did find the transition onto the sausage to be a little bit weird, and kind of the end of the track in general just wasn't my favorite. But as a whole, I think the track was plenty good enough and also enjoyable. And finally, we'll be ending off today's video with my 607th author medal, which came on the track A Day at the Lake, created by Denality, and it was the track of the day on October 12th of 2025. A Day at the Lake was a speed fun track with an author time of 46.951 seconds, and about 5,700 players have this author medal, making it one of the easiest ATs you can find. It took me 3 minutes to get, ending with a time of 46.688 seconds. Honestly, not a ton to say about this track. Very simple, very wide, easy turns. There are some parts you gotta watch out for on this one, including this super reactor boost part, which is very easy to go wide into if you have a lot of speed. Also, the end, you can also have too much speed for you, so you might want to drift it or release. Otherwise, just a very super simple track. But with that, we will conclude volume number 28 here today. Of course, if you are interested in driving any of the tracks you saw, there will be links in the description to all of them, and you can also find them in my in-game club called Club Teuty. I also hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe so you don't miss out on any in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all here next time with volume 29.